Hi Spartans, welcome to your next video. We are talking today about race day preparation and equipment that you need for races. That's what you guys asked for and that's where you're going to get. So I'll talk a little bit about how to prepare for the sprint, a little bit how to prepare for a super and also a beast. Those are a bit more in depth. Just as a reminder for those of you that are beginners, the sprint is a beginning race. It's between 3 and 5 miles and about 15 to 20 obstacles. So fairly short. The super is somewhere between 7 to 9 miles and 20 to 25 obstacles around there. And then a beast is 13 to upwards of 16 miles and over 30 obstacles. So in terms of what you're going to need for those races, you can tell just by the distance and the amount of time that you're out on the course. It's different. So the sprint is relatively easy. You've got it in a couple weeks. So we'll go through those items right now. And the first thing really is footwear, right? We've talked a little bit about this, and what you want to make sure that you're running in is not a typical running gym shoe. It needs to have certain characteristics to it. There's a couple different brands out there on the market. There are Innovates, there are Reeboks. Reebok sponsor Spartan, so that's why you see a lot of Reebok shoes that are specific to Spartan. And then there's also a brand called Solomon. We've tried a bunch of them. I'll tell you that for the most part, Reebok makes a great shoe. I've raced in them. They're great. But the most popular shoe that we have is called a Solomon, and the model is a fell raiser. And you've probably seen them popping all up over the gym. We're like a group of like middle school girls because we all have the same shoes on. But they're really great shoes. And so this is what the fell raiser is right here. Okay, so as you can see from the bottom, it's got super, super grip. And that's what you want. When you're running in a forest, there's rocks, there's sticks. They really do not, you know, take all the nature out. It's all there. It's meant to be there. It's meant to really work you hard. Also, there's a lot of mud. So, really having something that's got awesome grip at the bottom is great. This also helps you when you're vaulting off a wall or you're climbing a rope. So this is, definitely the most important piece of equipment you have. Many of you saw Megan post about how to basically tie these and zip these. There's a little pocket here in front. So when you get these, they come just like this. It's not a traditional shoe tie, which is actually pretty cool. It helps keep it very, very tight. There's a little pocket here in the top of the tongue that you tuck this piece into. It took me 6 months. Someone had to tell me that. I was like tucking it in the side. So Solomon Fell Razor, great shoe. The Reebok shoes are good too, but they've got, for some people, they've got a higher heel here. And for some people, they really don't like it. They tend to get little blisters back here. So that shoe is really, really great. I have 3 pairs. I used to work in the shoe industry, so I feel like I'm kind of picky about my shoes. That's the best sneaker I've ever owned. So shoes, we've got that kind of all covered. Next really is socks. The main thing you want to do is socks. There's compression socks, there's regular socks. You don't need a compression sock. There's some thinking out there that compression helps with cramping. Really, a lot of the research shows that if you put them on, a compression sock on after you race, it could help with cramping, but there's not a lot of research that says it definitely helps with cramping in race. Cramping in race, a lot of the things that you manage, the ways you manage that really are through keeping your electrolytes in order in terms of your salts, magnesium, potassium levels in relation to how much water you're drinking. And also, how you're drinking and eating leading up to the race really prevents you from cramping. Those things are way more important than, an $80 compression sock. So the number one thing that you want to get with your sock is you want to make sure it's not cotton. Cotton will, create friction and will cause you to have blisters. So go ahead, get yourself a sock. I definitely recommend a high sock. Here's an example. This is actually a compression sock. Like it's a polyester blend. This is a Reebok sock. They've got some fun. These are muds out, guns out. There's some cool sayings on some of them. High sock. I think it's good to have a high sock because you really want to protect yourself as much as possible during the race. You're throwing your body around a lot of different things and you get cut up. And the more covered you are, the less you'll get cut up. Speaking of that, we're going to go to pants next. Now, of course, you can wear shorts. I will say that there are some of the women and even the pros that you see, they wear like sports bra tops, completely exposing their midriff, and these little shorts. And somehow they're able to get in and out of these races without what looks like a scratch on them, like maybe some mud. I don't know how that happens. That's purely magic. I've never been through a race where I haven't gotten some cuts. So I really like to protect my body. So I'll tell you my personal preference is pants. And again, they have compression pants out there, but they don't have to be compression pants. What they need to be is not cotton. Again, just like the socks. I do like Spartan has a good pant here. It's made by Reebok, and it's kind of extra thick and spongy, and it's black. It doesn't like a black pant, right? So that's a really good pant. That comes also in a capri, which is good. You can do a capri pant. Again, not cotton. Reebok makes a good one. Under Armour, some other brands out there. If you do go with a capri, you need to wear the long socks. That's definitely my recommendation. When you're going up these walls and also rope climbs and such, you need to protect your shins because they'll get cut up. All right. Next, we're going to talk about gloves. Do you wear gloves? Do you not wear gloves? Your goal over the long term is to really not wear gloves. And the reason is that anytime you're wearing gloves, it impacts your grip strength. So if you're training with gloves, what I'm going to recommend is that you try to back off the gloves, whether it be a monkey bar, a rope climb, what have you. And what you'll really find is that your grip strength will get stronger if you're doing the right activities without gloves. And then also your hands get tougher. Your hands are never going to get tougher wearing gloves for everything. All right. Spartan races are definitely not great on manicured hands. So, don't get your nails done 2 weeks beforehand. Go ahead and get them done a week after. If you do a glove, there's this like a Gorilla glove, which you get at Home Depot for $5. I do pack a pair of these. Sometimes the barbed wire crawls are really tough on the hands. Also, occasionally I'll use it for things like the Tyrolean Traverse. I used to use them for the rope climb, but now I don't anymore because my grip strength is strong enough. So if you want to pack a pair of gloves to kind of whip out, just in case you feel like that's going to help you, don't spend a lot of money on them. Go ahead and get like a Gorilla Grip glove at a Home Depot. That'll be good. The shirt, I'll tell you, I mentioned all that stuff about cotton, and I think when you're wearing a full shirt, it's important not to be wearing cotton. What I wear on race day is I wear a Fitness Asylum shirt. So, really what I'm going to recommend, which is cotton, but they're lightweight cotton. It's a high quality cotton. So I'm definitely going to say we should wear our team shirts in a couple weeks. So, pick up your red tank if you haven't and wear that. That's the perfect shirt to wear. If for some reason you don't want to wear that, you can wear another Fitness Asylum shirt or some other shirt. And if I don't know what those shirts are like, so you might want to steer away from cotton if you're doing a full shirt. All right, but I've worn that for all of my racing. I wore it at the Beast. I was out there 9.5 hours. I had no friction. It's a lightweight shirt. It looks good. It's got our team name on it, so I say we should rock those. One of the things I want to mention is some of you, certainly for a Beast and Super, we're going to go through a hydration pack in a minute. I will wear one for the sprint because I'll be in the back helping people out and I like to pack stuff with it. So I'll share some of that with you. For those of you that need to bring things with you, maybe you have some medication, maybe you have asthma, there's a product called a Flip Belt, which I really like. This is actually what I use on my walks. It comes in all sorts of different colors. This is a bright color. And it has several different pockets in here for you to put all sorts of different things. I wouldn't put anything important in here during the race, like your license. You're going to leave that in the bag check. But if you've got something that you want to make sure you've got with you, some pills or like an inhaler, this is a really great product. And it's called a Flip Belt. One of the other things I do before the race as well to protect my skin, because I don't really like to be nicked up that much. I don't know about you guys. I cover my skin with shea butter, and what that does is it helps just add an extra protection layer to your skin. It's good for your skin. It helps condition your skin. So I use, this is called the Biggs and Featherall. It's like a natural body care lotion that I put all over my arms and my legs before the race. It's slick, but you don't put it all over your hands, essentially. But I find that that has helped me with nicks and other things. When you get rocks kind of rolling on your forearms, if you've got them nice and conditioned, I find it protects it. So I hope that helps. For the race when we do that, I'll have bug spray for people who want it. We're not going to be spending a lot of time in the woods, but there'll be some time in the woods. And then sunscreen is really important. So we'll have sunscreen too. So don't feel like you need to bring that. We just have team. We just share it all. That way not 70 people aren't bringing sunscreen. All right. So those are the basics. I will say that that's the stuff you wear for the race. You're going to bring a bag. Let's see if I have it with me somewhere. Maybe just a little bag you're going to bring, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what you need to put in it. You will hose down at the race. It's not like very luxurious, but you're going to bring a little bag. You're going to have a change of clothes in here. I definitely recommend some sort of flip-flop. You're going to want to get out of these shoes. They're going to be completely gross and muddy. You're going to save them, but they're going to be gross and muddy, and you're going to want to put your feet in something comfortable. So make sure you get kind of like a nice shoe, a flip-flop, a shower flip-flop. Something that's going to do well in water. You're going to want to put a trash bag in your bag, and that's where all your dirty clothes are going to go and your dirty shoes. So those are kind of the main things. You'll have money, your license, and everything that you bring from the race will also be in there. I like to pack like a foam soap just to get a good kind of wash off, hand towel, and then a large towel to dry off. So you aren't showering at the race, but you certainly are kind of doing a quick and dirty wash down and a change. You're going to want to be able to kind of get out of all the muddy clothes. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the things you need for a super and a beast. And this isn't completely exhaustive because it was a separate video to really do that. There's a lot of different things that you need. But I will show you, for those of you that are starting to prepare for those things, the main, we have a couple different hydration packs that we've tried out from a couple different people, and the big winner has really been the Camelback Marathoner, which is right here. All right, what this does is it's got some snaps in the front, and you put it on this way, all right? It has a number of pockets. It's got really great adjustments. It fits tall people, short people, people of all different sorts of sizes. And it's got all sorts of zippers for you to put items in. The hydration piece of it comes through a bladder that goes in the back of the pack. And it's got a quick place for you to refill. If you're doing a super or a beast, you're refilling this a couple times. So it's nice that it has this feature within it. When you are using this, you want to make sure that you train with this, and that applies to everything we talked about earlier. Shoes, shirts, I forgot to talk about underwear. I'll have to get back to that in a second. All this stuff you should be training with. So if you're doing your Wachusett hikes, I even, in preparation for the beast, I wore my hydration pack to boot camp. And really kind of, it's great. You're practicing doing burpees with a hydration pack on. So do that, and definitely do that safely as you train for the super and the beast. You want to make sure that it's really, really comfortable and you're used to wearing it and used to wearing the extra weight. So for the most part, this is really, really comfortable. I will say for the beast, because it's so many hours long, you can get a little bit of chafing with this. So there's a product called Body Glide, which is something you want to apply on before you have any friction or hurt. It doesn't really help after. And you just apply it anywhere where the pack is going to go over your skin, your bare skin. You apply it, and it just creates a nice layer there where it won't hurt your skin. So I think that is really, really great. Let's talk a little bit about underwear. For those of you who don't know, there's a big debate. Some people wear underwear, some people don't wear underwear. What to do about underwear? It's definitely a personal preference. I'll tell you, I wear underwear, and the reason why I wear underwear is it provides extra protection. And I'll say that, OSHA isn't coming in and checking out all these mud pits, and not to get gross, but I don't think there's not a lot of federal regulation around that stuff, right? And so you really don't know. And some of these races are on farms and things like that, and there's all sorts of things floating around. So we've never had a problem, but I think anytime you just add a layer of protection between yourself, it's a good thing. So I'm an advocate for underwear. There's a lot of really good sports underwear that's out there. You can go to like Dick's Sporting Goods, Under Armour has a brand, bunch of others. Again, no cotton, okay? You're gonna want a performance underwear to wear. So good, I think that, let me see if I've got anything else laying around here. Those are kind of the basics. Certainly will get you prepared for the sprint. Definitely feel free to add items to this commentary here. We've got a lot of veterans that can provide their kind of tips and tricks, things that they provide. In terms of the Beast and the Super, when you look at your hydration pack, things you're going to put in there like fuel replacement, salt tabs and things like that. I'll address that in a future video, as it really is kind of like its own thing. It needs some more time with that. So hope this helps, and look forward to racing in a couple weeks.